Hi, everyone. Today we're going to have a special Camtasia news update. It's Gord Isman here, and I have Naomi Skarzinski with me, and we're going to share some great information to you all about the new release that TechSmith has just put out today, September 19th, 2017, and it's release 9.1 for Windows and 3.1 for the Mac. The great news is Naomi was part of the beta testing team, and she's very well versed in the features, and we're going to walk through them and just share with you our take and how you can benefit using them. And so Naomi, we're going to focus today on four specific aspects. So do you want to get started and how many we're going to go through today?
Right. There are actually, out of the whole releases with the fixes and the bugs, there's really four that we need to discuss. What everybody is more interested in is how to do it. That's the extend frame and the editable assets.
Editable. You're not going to eat the assets.
Right. And a drag and drop frame and a PowerPoint feature.
Okay, awesome. So everybody, we're going to dive right in now and let you have a nice experience. So
go ahead and share.
Naomi, you go ahead and share, and let's fire away.
So the first thing that we're going to look at is the extend frame. And as if everybody knows, the old way, and you can still do it this way in 9.1, is that you would do Shift E, and then you would put in however many seconds that you wanted to put in there. And what is nice now is that all you have to do is say, this is where I want to split or put in an extended frame. All you have to do is hit S to split the clip, move the clip aside, holding down your Alt key. Whoops, I'm sorry. Also move your playhead so it's not against the clip. Highlight the clip, holding down your Alt key. You put your cursor right on the edge, and you'll see how the cursor changed. See, it's red right now. I use a red cursor. If I hold the Alt key down, it's changed with a little box with an arrow to the right, and you just drag it out. And you don't have to, once you do the initial drag, you don't have to keep your Alt key down. You can go in and out as much as you want, and then you just bring it over.
Naomi, one of the things to me that I like a lot about this feature is the fact that, once you've already started the extension, it's easy to adjust it and fine tune it, because oftentimes, you just put in not a random, but a base number of seconds that you think you're going to need, and sometimes it's not sufficient, so then you got to go tinker again. And this just makes it a little easier, right? Okay, so let's dive into number two. What's number two? Our editable assets.
Editable.
Yeah.
It took me the longest time as a kid to be able to say cinnamon and aluminum. And I think we've discovered editable is another one for me. So the editable assets, the only assets, let me get rid of something here.
So this is a library focused feature, correct? So
is in the only features that are editable are the intro clips or the lower thirds only. So what you would do is, I've already put two assets down here. If you look at your assets over here, if it doesn't have a -91 after it, then this feature, editable assets feature, doesn't work on that. So for the ones that are editable, then you need to go ahead and click on the ones that are 91 or have 91 after it. One of the other aspects of it that I wanted to demonstrate, and I've got two assets on my timeline here, is some of them have the feature completely through it, and some have partially. So here's an example. Let me go ahead and highlight this. Now, if you go up here to the right of your screen, you'll see this new icon, which says Quick Properties. And if you click on that, voila, instead of having to open up the group and then click on each one, it shows you all the assets are within that group. So if you wanted to, well, you and I had talked about this. I typed in, let's change the names around. Gord, I'll put Gord first, and I'll put Naomi second. So you can make these changes right here with whatever you wanted to. And I'm going to change this color. We'll just change it to blue and see how it changed automatically over here. And change this to pink and yellow. And so when you play through, you'll see that the colors automatically changed for you.
Okay, so can I, as you're going through here,
sure.
something comes to mind, particularly that was, to me, a real hassle and pain with working with these assets, because there's often so many track elements stacked, you know, like when you go to ungroup, and the way like the ungrouping works, it may actually introduce blank tracks and kind of mess things up all over the place. I really like the fact that even though the quick properties only allows you to address what they've chosen as feature items, I can see for quick things where that's all you need to do. You know, that can be quite a benefit.
Right. And let me show you one here where you go, oh, okay, let me click on here. Oh, okay, there's only 2 colors that I need to fix on here. Let me change this color. Oops, let me change this color to a blue, and let me change this color to a purple. And okay, that's all terrific. It's all fixed here. Wait a second. Let's play this a little bit. Oh my gosh, look at all those colors here. We didn't have that when we first looked at that. There's none of those colors. There isn't an orange over here. There isn't a purple. So some of these assets you're still going to have to open up and go through each of those shapes and figure out, you know, where they are, and then change the shape there and change the color.
Yeah, so for these sophisticated assets, it's kind of hit and miss. You really have to still, as I say, assess the full asset and know that you're changing all components that you need to. I love the concept of the quick properties.
I love it
too. Hopefully they'll release more and apply it to a deeper part of the library or other elements.
Let's go to the
what's next on our list, number 3.
Our drag and drop. Let's go back here. So if you have a clip like I have here, all you have to do is open your visual effects, and now there's this device frame. And
that's a new visual effect called device frame.
Device frame.
Okay.
And all you have to do is drag it onto the clip, and voila, there it is. And over here in your properties, you have your desktop, you have your iPhone, you have your MacBook Pro, and then you have your Google Pixel.
So who would appreciate this new feature?
I think anybody that is demonstrating a mock-up of their website. This is what your website's going to look like on a computer monitor. This is what your website's going to look like on an iPhone, that type of thing. But here's the one.
Yeah, and branding too. I guess it's a good way to see how your graphics show.
Exactly.
But it looks like most of the backgrounds they're static.
They are static. That when we did the beta, one of the things that I suggested, everybody's going to be using this. So how many thousands of people use Camtasia? So all of a sudden, everybody's background is going to be the same if they're constantly using this. And one of my suggestions, and hopefully they'll do it somewhere down the road, they're very, Camtasia can be very responsive, is I was suggesting to put the mock-up on a green background. That way you could do a remove color, and anybody could put in their own background of whatever they wanted to extend their branding, extend the branding as far as colors, maybe logos, that type of thing.
Yeah. Also, with that kind of thing, Naomi, like I do a lot of demos on mobile, and and the mobile portion only takes a part of the video screen. If I had, like you're saying, a green screen, and maybe was able to shift that phone over, like I know you can crop things and do some innovative stuff, but because of the curves, it won't be totally clean. But I put text and other things as part of like a narration annotation support.
Right.
And it would be nice to be able to do some things like that with a green screen background, and then we can have our text projected on anything, as opposed to having to, maybe in this case, now I'd have to add like almost an annotation, opaque background and superimpose text on it in order to mute out the background, right? No feature like this existed before, so there are many that are going to really appreciate the fact that they can do this kind of thing, because there's now this concept of the mock-up for different kinds of devices available.
I work with a variety of different clients, and they want to say, well, what is my video going to look like on the monitor? Or what is it going to, how is it going to look? And I don't want to send them, the full video or something like that until it's completely done. I can send them 30 seconds of the video or 30 seconds to a minute of the video, and they can quickly see what it's going to look like.
Yeah, so there's definitely all kinds of uses for it, is what I'm hearing you say. And I don't think we shouldn't underestimate also that before, when you would do this kind of thing, we would have to actually use the remove a color or green screen concept inside of, and we'd call it a mock-up, and then if you resized or changed anything, you'd actually have to sit there resizing that green screen component before you did the remove a color. So it was a lot more work, and now it's just like you said, drag and drop easy. So that's great. So what have we next? There's one more, number 4. What we
have next is the PowerPoint, and that's very simple. If you have a PowerPoint presentation and you
when you say PowerPoint, so it's the ability to import
a PowerPoint. But the thing is, let me show you quickly here. Let me go back because we were talking. All you do is in import media. So you click on import media and then click on your presentation and say open. And it'll take a little bit, but what's going to happen, as you can see here, it will bring in each of the slides as an image, as a JPEG image.
That's cool. So what would you have had to do before to do something just like this?
You would have had to save each slide as an image and bring it in. I do everything. I do a lot in Camtasia. I kind of look at the two programs separately. PowerPoint has its features, and Camtasia has its features. I think if you're somebody who doesn't use Photoshop and you do a lot of your graphics work in PowerPoint, and there's certain features in PowerPoint that you can't do in Camtasia, then this is really great, because you could go into PowerPoint and create a really great graphics with 3D and shadows and the whole bit, and make that an image, and then bring that in easily as a PowerPoint slide. It doesn't bring in, because it's coming in as an image, if you've done a lot of animations or transitions or anything like that, in PowerPoint, it's not going to bring it into Camtasia. It's just bringing the initial image of what that slide looks like into Camtasia. Another thing,
right. So can I just ask here? So this makes me think of how I would actually, almost by design, want to be knowing what I'm creating inside PowerPoint, so that I'm not going to be trying to likely adapt a presentation that has all kinds of fancy animations, because they're not coming over. So I would think about designing some of those elements in whatever way I could inside Camtasia to complement, and like you said, use the benefits of the graphics and certain other really wow factors that PowerPoint gives us. So
Right.
people need to actually think by design. But as a means of being able to, what I love about using Camtasia, I often, when I take a PowerPoint presentation that doesn't have all those kind of animations and things, because it's so easy to manage like a slideshow in terms of easily using the timeline to stretch out the length of time that I may add an audio narration, and just being able to manipulate that stuff at an individual level like they're doing here. I think for many people that will be, a benefit. And like you said, it'll depend on, ideally you want to do what each tool's strengths are.
Right. You can
some
adjust
people
the timeline easily like this, right?
Yeah, perfect. And if you wanted to do music and fading in and out and narration and do all that stuff separately, as opposed to trying to like coordinate narration in your PowerPoint to bring over, like, this makes it much easier.
PowerPoint to me is a little bit more cumbersome when you're doing things more in a video ideology format. To me, it's much faster, especially with the Camtasia 9 now. You can do so much in Camtasia 9. Now, if you are a speaker and you are giving a presentation, then definitely you want to do it with PowerPoint and even with the animations, because you can sit there and you can click your button to go to the next slide, and it can do all of its fancy animations, video type effects, etc. And it will stop on that slide if that's the way you've set it up. And you can't do that with Camtasia. So
yeah, I think that's a great point. Like that's one of the biggest things in terms of whether it would be a consideration or not, because like you're saying, when you're doing a stand-up presentation and you have, like a remote clicker to advance through your slides and let it play through animations even a step at a time,
right?
That whole design concept wouldn't translate into an imported individual slide that you're going to manipulate. So yeah, that's a very good point.
If you have a PowerPoint presentation that is 30 slides, you can't say, oh, I want only slide 3, and I want slide 5, and I want slide 6 to come in. It's going to bring in all 30 slides as images. So you're going to have 30 images that you will have to end up saying, oh, I don't want 3 and I don't want 2, I only want 1.
I guess for the people that do want to bring a lot of stuff in, the time saving could be, can you imagine, to create all of those images in the deck to bring in when you can just click a button. So, and then you're letting the machines do the work. So
exactly.
I think I think really what we're saying is that, think about how you want to use it and apply it, and it can make sense and have a benefit in the right case scenario. Do you want to unshare now, and we can sort of finish our conversation and sort of wrap this up for everybody? Okay, there we go. Well, that was great. I mean, thank you very much, Naomi, for going through those examples, because, we just got basic raw release details with, bullet points of what was going on, and that they have a few mobile apps coming, which I think is really cool. And what I really appreciate is that TechSmith has, done a release. I think the release 9 came out in October, and now we're already getting a major sub-release. So I think it's pretty exciting that they're really trying to listen to the people, bring things forward, and I think that's pretty exciting.
That's what I like about TechSmith as a company and their products. It seems to me that they really do listen to the people who are actually using the product.
So again, thank you so much, Naomi. And I think let's hope that people will give some feedback in the comments and share with us and tell us, did they like this idea, and should we do more of them? Like, maybe we just do more of these updates with the next releases and major news from the folks at TechSmith. And I think that would be
not only the releases, but you and I are both trained so much in Camtasia and trained in video and etc. So that even if we're going along and we find that, hey, there's a few things that we've both learned from each other and we want to share, I'd be more than happy to collab with you on that too.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
That would be great.
So speaking of collab and letting people know, what's the best way for everyone to reach you? Well, this is our second experience,
Right.
and we did our interview first with Nick,
Right.
our live interview with Nick.
Right.
So again, for everyone, can you let everyone know what's the best way to reach Naomi? And
the best way to reach Naomi, my YouTube channel is youtube.com/Top Shelf VA. And if you want to reach me directly, you can reach me at Naomi@topshelfva.com.
okay. Thank
All
you,
right.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay.